Hiya, Martin here. Thank you for joining me for Turner's Journey episode 7. It's lovely to have you with me again. Thanks very much for all of the comments on last week's Turner's Journey and also on the Golden Fire Bowl video that I posted earlier on this week. I'll come on to that in a minute, but before we get going, let's take a peek at the cherry bowl. It wouldn't be Turner's Journey without a look at the cherry bowl, especially because in the first 2 takes of this video I forgot to do it. Right, here it is. The colours are holding fast, which is what you would expect, and there's a little wobble on it now, so it's beginning to warp a touch. Last week it weighed 1,577 grams. This week it weighs 1,557 grams. Which your elementary mathematics will tell you there's a difference of 20 grams. So it hasn't lost the 37 odd grams this week that it has done for the previous 3, which could be because it's beginning to slow down losing moisture, or it could be because the weather's been so rubbish this week. There's been a lot of moisture in the air in the form of rain, and so it's had an effect on it. So yeah, I'm pleased with that. That's good. This week, if you follow me on social media, you would have seen, obviously, that I had made Golden Fire, but I made that last Thursday. And then on Friday, after I filmed Turner's Journey, I turned this piece, which I'm calling Silver Sea, done in a very similar process to Golden Fire, but blue and green to look like the sea. Original, huh? Yeah, if you haven't seen these, all the pictures, the close-up pictures and stuff, then head on over to the website and my blog post called Sycamore Sisters, and you can have a closer look at these 2 pieces. I also turned a Cedar of Lebanon dish. I'd not turned anything out of Cedar of Lebanon before successfully, other than a pen. The last bit I did blew up on me because I've made a mistake basically. So this is 11 inches, something like that, and I've put a light rosewood gradient down there, and then look, Wally, I dinked the corner, or I dinked the rim, so I've got to turn that off. I'm quite frustrated about that. Stupid mistake to make. And then I also turned the this rather pretty ash. That's not ash. That's beech. Beech dish, 12 inches across. I'm really happy with this one. Finished with Hampshire sheen, and again I've been playing with a rosewood gradient just from the rim down to about here-ish. So when you look at it, the darker rim draws your eye into the lighter centre. And I don't know if you can see it in the light, but there's a little dimple in the bottom that's a little bit frustrating. But I'm really chuffed with the way this has come out. Hampshire sheen is doing a treat on pieces at the moment. Now on the... oh yes, hang on a minute. Yeah, I also finished this little yew pot, and also I was having a play with some American oak that I'd filmed, and I'd filmed some of it in slow motion to make a bit of a promo video for Hampshire sheen. But I wasn't happy with it. But as a draft idea, thought making thing, it worked quite well. And also for my cousin's wedding, I mentioned my cousin's wedding last week. I made this sign to go up outside the marquee. Pyrography, so no wood turning on this. But there's a coloured love heart up there. In their colours, and then their names and the date and stuff. And then after the wedding, this is going to go and live in their garden, I think, as a bit of a feature. And I also made them a holly pen out of some holly in the garden here. Right, Golden Fire and Silver Sea, and also this Beech bowl here got me thinking, and some of the comments that were left on the videos, and also there was a comment on woodchuckers in one particular thread, got me thinking about proportions and turning proportions, and then that got me thinking back to my photography and graphic design days, of the golden ratio, which is 1.618, and also the rule of thirds. And then I started checking the dimensions of these pieces, and the diameter of the piece is roughly proportional to 1.618 on the thickness of the rim, and the centre pieces are roughly a third of the diameter. And also on this piece, on the Beech bowl, the foot is half of the diameter, and then the recess is 1/3 of the diameter of the foot, if that makes sense. So next week's video, main video of the week, is going to be about composing a bowl rather than just turning it, and looking at the mathematics of aesthetic proportion. Might be a little bit too sciencey or a bit too mathematicky for some people, but here's a challenge for you. On the pieces that you think are the most attractive, or perhaps those that have got the most comments and likes on social media, have a measure of the proportions, and if it's a bowl, look at the proportion of your rim thickness compared to the diameter, and also your foot diameter in proportion to the diameter as well. And just look at all the measurements and do some maths and see if you can find a number there, or a proportion that's divisible by 3, or divisible by 1.618, which is the golden ratio. I'll go into more detail about it in the actual video next week. But if you multiply 1.618 by 2, you get 3.2 blah 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 blah. So 3.2, which is roughly a third. So there is some science and some maths that's been kind of proven scientifically into the most aesthetically pleasing proportions. I could open a can of worms with that video, but the maths says that it works, so let's put it to the test. Now, also in the Golden 5 video last week, I said that I'd managed to get hold of an airbrush and compressor, and here it is. Here's the compressor. It's a nice dinky little compressor that goes up to 100 psi, or 7 bar. And it came with 2 airbrushes. It came with that one that you saw me using in the video, which has a gravity feed with a cup, which is great, really good, but you have to keep cleaning the cup. Every time you want to change colour, you've got to clean the cup and then add more colour, add the next colour, and so on and so forth. But it also came with a Siphon feed brush, which is this one. Siphon feed brush, where the colour sits beneath the actual brush itself, and then as the air passes over the top of the hole, it creates low pressure, which then sucks the colour up and out. And it's this one I think I'm going to be using all the time when my other pots arrive, because I can keep the colour in the pot. I don't have to keep cleaning the cup out. Every time I want to change colour, I can just change the pot like so, and also have a spare pot for cleaning, because obviously from here to here even, there's going to be a bit of the previous colour, but that's another video as well. And also, I can't believe I didn't mention the colours that I was using. Some people were asking what the stains were. Well, for the most part in the video, all of the video, I used these spirit stains from Chestnut Products here in the UK. They're alcohol-based spirit stains, and they're really, really good. The small pots here, 50ml, are they 50ml? Yeah, whatever, maybe 25. These small pots come in a sample pack that's about £16, and then I think there's 8 colours, maybe 12 colours in the actual sample pack itself, and they're really, really good sample packs. A little goes a long way, and then when you run out of that and you really like it, you can move up to the 250ml bottles, which are about £7.50, £7.95, something like that, depending upon where you go. But also, when I was looking for the compressor and the airbrush kit, which only cost about 65 quid or $90–100, I found these, a company called Bulgers, and they also produce spirit stains. This one here is the rosewood that I put on the gradient on this one, and the Cedar of Lebanon bowl. And these are, they come in 250ml bottles, but they're £3.25. £7 odd, nearly £8, £3.25. What are you going to go for? I've kept both, and I will use both, and I've not used a lot of the Bulgers yet, but first impressions are really, really good. In fact, excellent. They don't dry quite as quickly naturally as the Chestnut Products, but they also, Bulgers also have the brighter colours, as well as a good collection of wood stains, wood colour stains. So I'll do a comparison video at some point, I think, about those, but I'm very, very impressed with those, and to save half the money and to wait a little bit longer for it to dry, then you know, it's a good thing. Hampshire Sheen has been going quite well recently, which is great. Ian Maud, who was one of the winners of the giveaway, posted a fabulous video on YouTube of his first time using it. So thank you very much indeed for that, Ian. Dead chuffed with it. Really, really pleased that you like the product. And also Declan McCrossan, your photos that you sent over for me, thank you very much. Your pieces look great, and I'm very much looking forward to hearing what Hilary has to say when she comes back to me about her pot. And I'm thinking about a food safe version too, but I need to do a little bit of research on the food safe qualities of carnauba wax. So far, some people have said no, it's not food safe, but other people have said it's not food safe if you eat it. But seeing as on a bowl it's just going to be in contact with food, I don't think it's going to matter, especially when things like M&Ms and pharmaceutical tablets, pills, are coated with carnauba wax, which are obviously swallowed. Then I don't really think there's anything to worry about, so long as I'm using purified carnauba wax. Last Saturday I went down to the Forest of Beer Woodturners Club in Havant near Portsmouth, and had a lovely morning with them. I spent about 3 hours talking wood and watching some wood turning and stuff like that, and they booked me to do a demonstration in June. So a big hello to the Forest of Beer Woodturners. It was lovely to meet you, and thank you for making me feel so welcome on Saturday morning. And also, because I think I'm running out of time, I've been waffling so much. Lovely guy called Charlie came to see me the other day for a turning lesson. He'd not turned for a little while, so we just went through the basics of spindle turning. And he was very kind, and he bought me some spindles of ebony. No, this is mahogany. Very, very dense, very dry, and this is ebony. He bought me a couple of spindles of ebony, which was really, really nice of him. And we had we spent about 4 hours going through the basics of spindle turning and what have you, and he made himself a lovely bud vase. And also, when he came, he made a comment that my workshop looks just like it does on telly, which was a really nice thing to say. And then it suddenly dawned on me about the responsibility that we have as turners putting our stuff out on YouTube, about how we turn, the practices that we follow, and stuff like that. But I make a mention of that in the blog post about the lesson, so have a peek at that as well. And then finally, Turner's Rest. Turner's Rest, the free magazine that I publish every Sunday morning, has been going really well. So if you've been reading Turner's Rest, thank you very much. And if you've subscribed to that newsletter, thank you very much indeed. You will receive another message on Sunday morning. It might be a little bit later this Sunday because my cousin's wedding is on Saturday, so I may be a little worse for wear on Sunday morning and may end up sleeping in a little bit. So Turner's Rest might be a little bit late coming out on Sunday. Do subscribe to that. There are some brilliant articles in there this week, even if I do say so myself as the editor. Really, really interesting stuff. Loads about wood turning, loads of pictures, loads of videos too. Should be worth a read, and it's completely free as well. That's it for today, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much indeed for watching. I hope you found it interesting with the compressor and stuff like that. Next week's video, as I said, will be about the composition and the maths and science behind aesthetics, especially on bowls. I'll probably end up doing one about other shapes, other items as well at some point. So thank you very much indeed for watching. If you've got any comments or questions, then leave them in the comments box below. If you haven't subscribed yet, then please do. I post at least one video a week, and at the moment normally two. I'm getting pretty good at doing 2 videos a week. So yes, thanks very much, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now.